All right, all right, all right. Yep. Hello. We'll see how the lighting and the sound and everything goes today. Please feel free to let me know how you're feeling about it. Hello and welcome to Kaichi Alchemy. You can call me Kachi. This is a space of love, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the cosmos. I want to thank y'all for showing up. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you for co-creating community with me. I appreciate those comments, likes, shares, subscribes, is it comments? As they help me to extend my reach and help more people. Today it's going to be a collective message, so it will not resonate with everybody. Please only take what resonates with you and your soul today. That can be part of the message, all of the message, none of the message. Use your discernment, please, in interpreting and consuming any kinds of energy readings. Here we're going to do a brief one breath meditation. You can do this however you like, but maybe you want to put a hand on your heart or your belly or your belly. Take a deep breath and you can kind of hold it at the top if you like to do that, okay? And from here you can kind of let your breath peter out into its natural rhythm. I think I'm going to light this Muladhara candle today since the sun's been going down and might help to have a little extra light there. Okay, cool. I'm feeling really chill, guys. Almost too chill. Today we are going to be reading on the Cancer Collective, on the Cancer energy. And if you don't know, I have my moon in Cancer, which is the canceriest moon placement, or the mooniest Cancer placement you could possibly have. So I guess that you could say this is a comfortable, homey energy for me. But for some reason, it's been real challenging to tap into. Like, usually I get some real clear visuals or words or numbers or colors or something even. And I kind of have the sense of the energy going on right now. But that's about it. And like having a hard time translating that energy into words, which can happen a lot, but I mean, I think especially right now, that may or may not be part of the message for you, is like, you know what's going on, what you need to do next, like you pick things up with your observation, with your intuition, with the tools at your disposal. And maybe you're having a hard time taking those things that you're observing, learning, consuming, taking in, creating and knowing about, and then struggling to teach, share, pay that forward. And of course you can pay things forward from a place, from a different kind of place than the black and white descriptive kind of way that we usually do that. You can just be in this space with people, and your energy, your frequency, the patterns and things that you have developed will affect those people in the same way as the vibration of your voice and the impact and the meaning of that would have you are always making frequency. You are always making vibration. And sometimes it's in the form of sound that, the audible sound that we think of, and in the traditional linear way that we do that. But even in those moments where you're struggling with that aspect of connecting with people, you can still connect with people, you can still serve people. And so I feel like you probably have a lot built up inside of you that you're ready to share, you want to share. I think I'm going to pull an animal spirit card here to kind of get an idea of the flavor of that energy that you have, that you hold, that you want to create in the world, that you have created in the world, that eagle. Interesting. Okay, well, I know that that's an air element card. I know that eagles go through a process of like brutally pulling all their feathers out or something before they get a new beak. They've got some like phoenix energy, you know what I mean? My apologies if the audio is a little funky today. Feel free to let me know in the comments how that's going for you, and I will be happy to adjust. Where are you, eagle? So this may or may not be some kind of personal confirmation for you, but I really wanted to just know what the general energy that you're struggling to communicate. Okay, eagle, all-pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. The great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stop at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. When in balance, the eagle is bright, radiant, challenges. I'm assuming in a positive sense. Challenges can absolutely be a positive with the right perspective in the right time and place. And then when it's out of balance, it is controlling. To bring into balance, step into the unknown. Okay, so that's definitely giving me the energy of like stepping forward before you really know what's going on. Like, but you do know, right? You know the feeling, you know the energy, you know this thing that is that you knew probably forever. Like, maybe you like forgot it, but it's deep, 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 deep in your soul. And people think of it as the unknown because it's not delineated, in that kind of way. But here it says when you're out of balance as an eagle, you are controlling, you're focused on control. And so you are trying to, and when it's in balance, you're bright and radiant and you're stepping forward into challenges. So I think right now it's saying, if you can learn to let go or loosen the grips of your talons a little bit, in regards to trying to control the situation, trying to control yourself, trying to control the way you come across, trying to control the way that you communicate things, trying to control the timeline of how long it takes for you to work through something, trying to control whatever it is for you, you will know. If you can step into the unknown with the brilliance and the radiance of the sun archetype, if you can embody the sun archetype, if you can step into kind of like your Leo energy more, and maybe you have something like that in your chart, you can figure out a little bit more of the flavor of what that means in your particular situation. But in any case, just stepping into being, shining. The sun doesn't make noise, but the sun makes a gigantic impact on so many people. So you are gonna be learning to be the sun right now, which may be a little bit challenging perhaps as a water sign. You may have Cancer for your Venus, your sun, moon, rising, your midheaven, or any other placement for that matter, really. You may even just feel drawn to this reading for whatever reason, and I trust that there is a message in there for you about this eagle energy. So you can maybe look into that more on your own if you would like. I'm gonna actually, I don't usually pull multiple oracle cards in a row, but because we're kind of struggling to parse through what's going on here, I think that it might be helpful. And today is the full moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius is all about being yourself, being a leader in a community, helping a community by being your unique, authentic self. It's also the opposite sign of Leo. So there is a connection there in the kind of Leo Aquarius axis. Maybe even in the cardinal cross of the cardinal signs, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus may be significant to you in some way. Freya, Folly, Michael, Mary, thank you for your protection. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your support. Please help me to show the collective today what energy surrounds this full moon. This could be a timeless reading, but I am filming it during an Aquarius full moon, so that may be relevant to you. Maybe another Aquarius full moon way in the future. Spirit, please show me what the collective would do well to tap in, tune into today. Oh, I got two. Let's see. Maybe I'll keep them both. Oh, they're so pretty. Let me get you a better view there. Because I did set up the camera pretty far. Let me know how you feel about that. These are the images on here I wanted to share. And then on the cards, one of them is the full moon card, which says surrender to the divine. And one is the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, so we're gonna have to zoom out. The sun is so big. You have to really step back to be able to see it entirely. It's like if you were right up, if you could be right up in the sun's face, you wouldn't really know what you were looking at. You wouldn't have a full appreciation for it. But the further back and back and back you step, the less detail you have with all of the little tiny patterns, you know, like what you see when you're real close up, you may not be able to see any of those details when you're backed far enough up to see the big picture. The eagle goes way up high and gets to see the bigger picture because of that. And when you are looking at a big picture, any words that you use to try and define and process it are going to be insufficient. But I think that's part of the message, is like, don't worry so much about what you look like, about how things will come across, whatever. Just move forward. Just shoot your shot. Just pull back that bow and shoot that arrow. Just take off and fly into the sky. Just make your weird eagle noises. I don't know if you've ever heard the noises eagles make. Usually surprises people. Yeah, do what you're guided to do what you're called to do what you're inspired to do, without so much thought about how it will impact others. And that is how you will make the biggest, best impact on others. So this is kind of a lot of the energy, the overbearing mother energy. You have become an overbearing mother archetype, either towards yourself or towards other people in your life, or maybe both. And it is very wonderful and beautiful to have this nurturing Cancerian energy and to share that with people, or to take care of yourself. But it's almost like this energy kind of like a single mom, or like somebody in a really challenging situation where they have to ramp up their masculine attributes for the sake of survival in the moment. So maybe you were in a situation at some point that activated that feeling in you, like you have to go above and beyond and exhaust yourself and run yourself into the ground to save your own life, or to save somebody else's life, metaphorically, literally, financially, whatever the case may be for you. A relationship maybe. And if you're trying so hard, you'd think the more you try, the better things work out. But it's not linear like that. It's not an simple equation like that. So sometimes you have to learn how to step back and do less and not try so hard, and surrender and trust and practice that trust in the universe. Practice that feeling like, I don't know what is going to catch me, but I just believe that something is going to catch me, because that's the kind of world I want to live in. And I know that I have the capacity to co-create the world that I'm living in. So that is the world that I choose to co-create at this time. I wish you guys could smell this Muladhara candle. It's all like cinnamon and cloves, and it's so good. Okay, so I am going to pull a little bit of tarot for you guys. What am I feeling called towards today? Let us start with this herbal tarot deck, because I just love it so much. Then there's all the layers going on. Oh, let me make sure this card is facing the right way. There we go. I'm gonna clear the energy a little bit here. Kind of jumped into this a little haphazardly, but I feel like that goes with the theme of today, right? Just jump in. Figure it out as you go. If something goes wrong, that's okay. You'll learn from it. You'll be able to see opportunities in it. You know, think like an artist. Think like a creative. Think like every mistake and every problem is an opportunity, is a possibility. And I have such a beautiful opportunity to think about that and to learn and to practice making lemons out of lemonade, so to speak. Leave that Palo Santo here. Spirit, please show me what the collective has had going on in their recent past that would shed some light on how to move forward, what perspective to take on the current present moment, etc. We have King of Wands, Cinnamon, in the past. Ooh, interesting. Well, you know, the King of Wands is a king, very high level, very mature. He is masculine, and, well, fire, wands, you would imagine, but also cinnamon on this card is heating. It's a spice. It's, oh my goodness, this candle is, I was just saying, I'm smelling the cinnamon, I'm picking up on the cinnamon. I was just talking about how I pick up on scents with my intuition a lot. And I mean, it's not like something I'm imagining is right here, but the fact that I was drawn into it, my attention was drawn to it, that's really interesting. So in your recent past, you had this masculine, fiery energy. You had something going on that required you to step into this position of putting a lot of effort in, using a lot of energy. So in this present position, we have Eight of Pentacles, Ginger. Eight of Pentacles, I believe, is usually a card of working on a project, working on something over time, putting one foot in front of the other, putting effort into things that you maybe have a plan and a process for, and you're just chipping away at it. And on this card, Eight of Pentacles is represented by ginger, which is so funny. It's another warming spice. We've got almost like a cup of chai developing here in this spread so far. So right now, you are in the process of like moving through your goals, moving through your process, whatever that is. Maybe you're just trying to figure out how to be more present and accepting and surrendering, and you have some sort of steps for that. Maybe you're getting too in the weeds with that. I'm picking up some like Mars and Virgo energy, Chiron and Virgo energy, this perfectionism and channeling all of this desire to shift your reality or to impact something, to communicate something, to share something. And so you took the raw energy of your survival status that got thrust upon you, and now you're utilizing that fiery masculine energy to try and create some sort of like stable, solid, grounded plan of action moving forward. And that's what you're in the midst of chipping away at right now. Can I get a card for the future, like the near future energy of the Cancer collective on this Aquarius full moon or whatever time they may be seeing this message? I always forget how much I love watching readers who are not afraid of silence. But then I always get all wrapped up in like, I need to be always talking. So maybe there's something in that for you. Like, you'll always have another opportunity to open your mouth down the line. But every once in a while, it may be advisable to sit down, shut up, and listen. Your guides are a little harsh today, but that's what I'm getting. For the near future energy, I have Seven of Swords, Wood Bethany. The Seven of Swords, if I'm remembering this correctly, I don't know, it doesn't feel quite right. Like, it didn't jump out the way it normally would, and it felt a little different. So I'm gonna pull it up in the guidebook just to see if there's something in there about it. But if I'm supposed to have another card to read the near future energy, then please make that abundantly clear in this moment. And if not, then we will just really dig down and investigate. Okay, so I got the High Priestess. This near future of yours is mysterious. Perhaps you need that to be the case because you are trying to like control everything so intensely that the only way to really move forward is to surrender to this process of surrendering. So I'm gonna pull out the Herbal Tarot guidebook right here and find Seven of Swords. The High Priestess, if you're not familiar, in this deck it's peony. It's a beautiful flower I don't know too much about, but maybe some kind of confirmation for you. The High Priestess, yeah, she has a lot of wisdom, she has a lot of power, but it's like a quiet power. I recently drew an Oracle Herbiary card for Passion Flower that was labeled Exuberant Quietude. And that's kind of what I'm getting off of this. Like, she's beautiful, she's powerful, she's got all kinds of knowledge and wisdom and resource within her, but nobody really knows. Like, it's very veiled, it's very hidden, it's very secret, it's very sacred. It's well, there also may be something about in your near future, you will be coming into this High Priestess energy. You will be learning to accept the power that comes from surrender. You will learn your ability to impact and communicate things to other people can be just as powerful from this rooted place, from this place of silence, from this place of real serious intention. When you don't open your mouth a lot, when you finally do choose to do that, people really take that seriously. They really perk up and they really listen, and they're like, oh, what's going on there? This person's usually such a mysterious energy. I don't know. So for Seven of Swords, for Wood Bethany, the one that came out first, it says it's a nervine, which is good and balancing and calming to your nervous system. Aperient, not sure what that one means. Cordial, used for all nervous afflictions. Okay. Divinatory meanings, stealth, trying to evade consequences of wrongdoing, attempting to outsmart destiny. Reverse meaning, private agendas, unforthrightness, a person who cannot be trusted. Okay, and that's all of it. Sometimes they have some additional types of meanings, but that's it. So it was upright, which means that this card is talking about trying to get out of things, trying to not accept life on life's terms, so to say. I hear people saying that a lot, like, you have to live your life, or you don't have to, but if you live your life on God's terms, if you accept the way that the world comes at you without taking it personally, without making assumptions about its value and meaning, to be more and more in that real observer seat, in that high priestess energy of observing without judgment and the power that comes from that. Seven of Swords is kind of like the opposite energy of that. It's not just sitting in your power, and people can see that, they know that, but they can't see your secrets because you keep that sacred knowledge to yourself, except for in moments where you 100% feel like it's appropriate to share. So it's kind of about keeping the truth and minding it carefully, sharing it carefully. But then this other card, Seven of Swords, is about sneaking around, about like manipulation, about trying to force and trying to control by any means necessary. Lie, cheat, steal, and it's all good because we're just trying to achieve something, and that's all that matters. Trying to evade the consequences of wrongdoing, trying to outrun or hide from karma, from the consequences of your actions, the natural consequences of your actions, which you can never do. You cannot hide from spirit. You can delay things. You can push things off. You can, make sure it's not this one person that finds you out or has some kind of reaction or whatever, but it'll pop up somewhere else. It's just a game of whack-a-mole. And the more that you get in the Seven of Swords energy, the more you build up like this snowball of karmic debt that has to be dealt with before you can even get back to ground zero and move forward and build something for real. And so Seven of Swords is a really dangerous energy. And I think it's funny that it came out first. It also talked a lot about nerves and like, if you don't balance your nervous system and calm yourself, you are more likely to end up in the Seven of Swords energy. It's in the near future position. And then I was like, I don't feel like that's quite right. I'm gonna try something different. And I got this High Priestess card. So they both came out for the near future position. And I don't feel like it's one or the other. I feel like this is very clearly a sign of a timeline split in your near future. And in that timeline split, these are different versions of yourself. And what Spirit is trying to say to you right now is that you get to choose in this moment what your future is going to look like. In the breath that you take, the things that you think, the images that you hold in your mind, the energy that you hold right now is creating your future. So try to get in touch with and appreciate and acknowledge that side of yourself that is able to observe without judgment and then make a choice and respond rather than react. Because if you just react, you're likely to end up in this Seven of Swords energy. And not only are you very likely to hurt other people in Seven of Swords energy, almost always happens that way, intentionally or unintentionally, but you will also always harm yourself running around in Seven of Swords energy, most importantly. And debt, the debt it creates, the energetic debt, I don't feel like any of you guys can even wrap your brain around, like, This is the last thing that you would want because you're already so tired and you're so exhausted. And that's because you've been in this energy of this like super hot, fiery, super dense fire and earth energy of forcing things to happen. Maybe you have good intentions and you know, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? You may have a vision of something that's going to be good for you and good for other people and good overall for everybody. And because of that, you tell yourself, I've got to do this at any means necessary, by any means necessary, because the ends justify the means, but they don't. Your reality is going to be created by the means. And what you would benefit from the most right now is focusing almost entirely on the energy you hold inside of you, the things that you focus on, the vibration you are creating from the inside out. And if you can do that, then you are going to sit on this throne. You are going to gain this new wisdom and insight. You are going to develop this level of power. You are going to illuminate those mysteries. Those things you can't quite put your finger on, but you know they're there and you want to embrace them, explore them. They're there for you. They are there for you, but it's not a done deal. This is going to require some participation from you on your end. Wow, I love that. Okay. So, the choice is yours. To let magic in. To embody this energy of exuberant quietude. To ground down into the present moment, to rewild yourself, to reconnect with that child part of yourself that, you know, may or may not have actually existed for you in your childhood as yourself. I don't know what your circumstances were and if there was ever a time where you felt like, you know, you were just observing without judgment the way some children are able to. So if you did experience a lot of childhood trauma, that's something to pay mind to right now. And if you did have a time in your history where you felt wild and free and like you didn't feel compelled to over-explain yourself and you were just in the moment and you were just present and kind of like the most positive flavor of entitlement. Like you knew that you deserved to be here. You knew that you deserved to have your needs met. You knew that you deserved good things, and you didn't know exactly how those things were going to come to you, but maybe you trusted somebody in your life to take care of that for you, and so you just felt safe to relax. So let spirit be your daddy right now. Don't worry about all of the dotting your I's and crossing your T's and carrying the zero and making sure everything is in its place. Because even if it is, something's still gonna come through and knock it all wonky out of the way, out of the position that you expected it to be in. There is no preparing for this. This is, you're learning to swim, you're learning to ride the waves. And there's really no other way. It is the only way forward. Well, I guess we're being told that there is another way forward, but it entails a lot of pain and suffering for you and others. So you have a wonderful, beautiful, magnificent opportunity right now, and all that it takes is your acceptance of it, your surrendering to it, your belief in it. It's a really simple process. There's not really a lot of work you need to do to move forward into the future that you want and desire and need. It's not simple, it's not easy, but it is simple. It is simple, it is not easy. So this is gonna take courage, it's gonna take strength, but probably not the kind that you're used to, you know? I think I'm gonna close it there. I feel called to close it there. I hope there was some good stuff in there for you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. All of my Cancer babies, Aqua babies too maybe. This is a real intense full moon for you in that case. 41, 41 on the clock, if that's relevant to you. I look forward to seeing you next time, probably next week, for that Leo reading. So if you have any placements, planets in Leo, I will see you there, or we'll see what the title is for that one. Maybe it'll be for you also. Man, I don't want to go, but I don't feel like there's more to say. I think I'm just really glad that y'all are here, and I hope that I was able to bring some value into your life in some way. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day.